Hey, hello everybody. It is a gloomy, gloomy freaking February day. I open up that big window out there and it's just so gray. Usually it's, muddy. I wouldn't mind if it being snow. Let it be snow. Let it snow a freaking foot or two. At least I can go out and sled ride or something. But, uh, yeah, we get out and out and about. But the good thing about it is we can play games. So, it's a little impromptu. Um, like I said, I've been checking this game out, and it's kind of hard to make the move here. But it is the Allies' turn, and I'm thinking about my first declaration of war and what my goals are going to be. One thing I didn't include in my victory conditions were these little sub capitals are worth a couple victory points too. It is the Western Powers' turn, and you can see up here we're getting kind of close. Well, there's industries down there, but you get yourself a couple of those victory point conditions here, and you get up close to that 25. So if I can get maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 or 3 capitals, plus these cards here and whatever other victory conditions there are, I might be able to irk one out with a military victory. I think the highest range of, and I think it is the Allies. Yeah, no. Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Just got it up backwards. I'm sorry. Let me get this and I'll show you what I'm talking about. What they have got. Oh, sorry about that bad camera work. The 2 cards for that. That's in their vault, so nobody else should really know what they got. But yeah, they need 2 more of those, and then deliver the A bomb. Means to deliver it and to a capital, and they win. But the thing of it is, we only got 1 or 2 more turns left, so I'm gonna go ahead and maybe make me a mad dash, grab the Rome. It's lightly defended, just a little fort there. We don't know what they got there, and well, my next move will have to be into Amsterdam. I will look at some kind of invasion, but the only problem with that is when you invade, when you come across these, get my pointer out here or somewhere, when you come across the North Sea onto the Ruhr, you have your, oh, come on, camera work, where is it? You have your, right there on the coast. You can see here, these are the amount of units that are allowed to cross these borders, and only 1, which is kind of goofy. I mean, only 1, it's a big coast, but I don't know. And no matter what the strength point is, only 1 block I think can go across, so that's kind of goofy, but whatever. Yeah, so you got that to deal with. Unless, I was going to say, I don't see he has it, but this player here does. So you can invade with 2 ground units if you have that technology from your technology tree. So that's what I'm thinking. Now that I'm looking at it, when you do all the logistics, here, this way here is mountains. So you're seeing me think about this live, but mountains, they give you 2. You let 2 come over in the mountain range, but the way you back up your forces, and that's why I've done this, is with air units. Air units don't count, so they can do whatever they want. You can stack up 20 air units and bring them into a battle, so I got a lot of air cover to help me out. But if I did make a move, it would be into Rome. I'll try to snatch that one up real quick. Can't get into the Ruhr, but maybe I can make another move. Pull some of his forces down. If he pulls everybody into the Ruhr, I won't go again. These are strong forces here. So me making a move here, maybe just to snatch on a couple points. Maybe go for some more areas down here and keep this thing strong. It'll be a battle, so I guess that's what it's all about. And then once I declare war, we got all kinds of sea stuff going on up here stuff too. So, alrighty, that's it for Triumph and Tragedy. Congratulations to the. Hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. Messages on the phone. What was I even gonna say? Oh, just got done watching the Player's Aid guys, and congrats. I'm thinking about making me some reservations at that World Gaming Championships. I'll let you know about that. I might be going this year. That sounds awfully good. I saved my monies. Everything should be fine. It should be a good work year. And thing of it is, I've been working my butt off. I might take some time off this year. I've been taking care of the old folks and feel guilty about going out with them. Unfortunately, I traded back, being busy, having back, but I might have some time. It might be time to have some fun. We're back. All right then. In my game, in my universe, in the year 1940, what does it say? A bad camera work without that other lens on. In the year 1943, the Allies declared war on the Axis. Now, the thing of it is, one thing I noticed is, let me get this. Here we go. I have no offensive ground forces in this area, so what the heck was that all about? But these guys here can move. My infantry and my tanks. Now, tanks have a movement of 3, which would go 1, 2, and they can get there. Infantry movement of 2, 1, 2. Mountains allow for 2, so I'll have to pick 2 units. And of course, I'll use the French Air Force, who can roll 3 dice. Another advantage to declaring war and being the attacker, the element of surprise, I guess, is all my units get to fire first, unless he's got a technology. And we'll look here at his technology cards. And his fleet's got first fire. Tanks have first fire if he had any armor. And you can bomb industry. That's one of his. Let me get back on here. That's one of his revealed technologies. He's got a vault there, but there's nothing in the vault. And I got limited space here, so that's what that means. If it was something in the vault, it'd be turned over like that. That's what I'm doing on those. But we incorporate those into the battle also. So I'll be pulling units out of there and going into Italy. Also, offensive actions and everything are predicated by you being even able to have a card in a certain season. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. As a Russian player, he went and tried building up his technologies, so he don't get to move. So even if you declare on a guy, if he ain't got the good card hand with any movements, you're screwed. So really probably should have invaded Russia. But, you don't know that with the cards and everything, so it's a little bit of a solo game. Like I said, I'm just learning the game for that World Wargaming Championships in the summertime. But that is about it. I'm going to go ahead and try to move some units around, let you see what's going on, and we'll see his reaction. One thing about declaring war is, I didn't know, well, I knew about it, but I just remembered it is declare war on Axis. I get minus a victory point, so I'm already down a victory point doing that towards my goal, and they're hard to come by. Also, since the West declared war on me, he gets -1 on his factory cost. So that helps him, and they got some good factories going on. He's almost about this close. He might even be closer than I am. He's got 20 production. My production's only 15. So, but now that we declared war, everything goes from, as a matter of fact, I'll show you how I'm doing this right now on a 15 marker. You'll be using this for your production. So, we can zoom out of here. This is really bad without my regular lens and everything on here. Alright, so his production available will actually go down, because now that he's at war, goes on his resources. So, and then the same thing with the allied player, although let's flip his resource counter over to his war status, and he will go from lower to 2, and the lower is his industrial. I'm pretty sure it always goes to the lowest, so I can look that up if that'll be the case. I think in war it does go on the resources and away from that. But I'm pretty sure, I think the rule is whatever's lower, industry or resources, but we'll see. We'll clear that up here in a second. That's about it. Haven't made no movement yet. There's another thing down here. I got a little army unit in Barcelona. He can move on up there. 1, 2. So yeah, I'm going to be bringing some forces on in here for sure. I don't have to worry about no invasions. I'll take care of his fleet. I'm pretty sure if you want to look at this, I got these boys all ready to go. So it's one of the good things about the setup of the game. The makers give you that once that 4 strength, and that's the strongest unit on the map, I think, at the beginning of the game, is that fleet. So the British fleet is characteristically strong. Patrols that English Channel and North Sea, and you could evacuate everybody from England. You have to really worry about it. They got to go through him to get through it. Yeah, I guess you could. I think, as a matter of fact, if I flip some of these units over with, and they got some good U-boats, so it'll be a good fight. Getting interesting, having fun. Be back. All right, now as I look down here on these strategies, you got to keep in mind only 2 can cross this border. Any number of air units can cross the border, but if I wanted to bring more units in here besides the 2, I can't come in through the mountains. So my other choice is bringing this armor unit, which has a movement of 3, 1 into the Western Mediterranean, and then a 3rd across the coastline into Milan. And that's what this is all about. There's a fortress here in Milan, and that's what I'm trying to get. So I can bring him in that way, but only 1 unit can cross over the coastal hex. So bringing all 3 of these units in, like I might have insinuated earlier, can't be done. Well, I was talking about bringing him up through here, and if I've already brought 2 units through the mountains, that wouldn't be my limit. So my armor unit would have to invade, have a amphibious landing, which is fine as long as whatever unit this is, I don't know if this is a sea unit or a convoy, isn't in here. Then you'd have to stop. But looks like the sea lanes are open, ready for my invasion. Be back with some results. All right, well, we got a little incorrectione. I incorrectly did that. This army unit has a movement of 3. If this was a infantry unit, he couldn't make the invasion. He don't have enough movement points. Unless you look down here, infantry only can move 2. Tank luckily can move 3, and with that 3, he would move 1 of his expenditures into the Western Mediterranean, and his next movement would be in the Tyrrhenian Sea, Tyrrhenian Sea. I don't know. Yeah. So when I look at words, if they're too hard, I make up my own. So the Tyrrhenian, I says. Okay, so let me see. 1 movement point, 2 movement points, and his 3rd into the coast of Milan. Just want to correct that for the critique gamers. Hell, heaven knows, maybe the designer sued me. This guy ain't playing my game right, so we got it. We're on it. Alright, well, I'm getting red lights everywhere that my battery's running low, so this will be quick. But another aspect of the declaration of war, and it's a big part of this game, as in my Russian front game, and you know how that turned out, if you ever watched it, is supply. So pretty basic about supply lines, if you know much about wargaming. But there is a difference between having your capital and your population being able to trace a supply line from here to here, or your resources here to here. So if this gets blocked and you need a line going from here, he needs to, if this was Russia anyway, or Germany, they need to keep these routes open. If they get captured by the enemy, or if there's say his resources were all the way back here and he needed to trace it to his capital that way, and I blocked in, that would affect his resources and some other things on this tract, just to make it brief. But yeah, kick it into high gear and get ready to make my moves. Just, got to read through everything. But that's another note I want to make sure about. This too be a game of supply. Gotta love it. Be back. All right, we'll try to be real quick here now. I had to yank this thing off charge, but this is the results of my declaration of war. I moved a bunch of units on in Milan, but I brought an air unit over here. I was thinking about bringing some of these guys up. You can see in my battles. Here's Battle A. It involves 2 British infantry and 1 French Air Force against an Italian fortress in Milan. My second, I decided to go for it. And I brought in French Air Force, British armor from Barcelona area, Spain, and that'll be my second battle. Like I said, my third one. I brought the French over from the Sahara. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong. French North Africa. Crossed over the mountains. He's got a movement of 3. Across those mountainous borders, only 1 unit or 2 units are allowed, but I brought 1, and then I brought the British in from Egypt. So they're coming on in to get going, and we're going to try to do some damage here. Then we got these out here, so I have to find out what's going on with those. Maybe get me another battle marker. A, B, C, D. Do we have an E? Nope, no E's. Just A, B, C, and D. See if there's any backs on these. Did they say anything? No, it's the same thing. So I'll have to give me another battle marker. But here you go. So it looks like, and gotta put this thing back on charge. Oh, by the way, it was the Western Power spring move. Their letter G was before J, so they got to go first. But their command, oh, I need to put this back up here. The command marker was on the 6 to represent the 6 units that they were able to move. And they're done. 6 units that moved were, let me make sure I got this right, because it looks like there might be some more here. Might have a problem. Marker time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then if I would have moved that one, that's 8. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take something back here. Oh, what am I gonna do? This might change my whole plan here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What was I thinking? Be right back. Sorry about that. Hitting all kinds of wrong buttons. Okay, I corrected it now. I didn't want to move any guys out of here, so I kept them down here. I don't want to lose any here. I took the 2 that I couldn't move. One of them I took here, and that was just the 1 cadre, or the 1 strong infantry. Not much of a loss. And then air unit, I think I moved from here to this sector here. But let's look at this again then. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's all the guys that moved. So now we're within rules. And check back with you. I gotta get this thing back on charge. I had to yank it off real quick, and that's why we ain't got no equipment. This is all kind of a little impromptu. But this is spring phase of Tribe and Tragedy. Be back. Alright, so we should be all set up here. We got our battles marked. The only thing we don't have marked is a marker for the naval battles. These battles all go 1 round. If they aren't resolved, they'll have to be resolved next round. Oh, let me get this stuff straightened up here, right? Got units all over the place here. Get sure we're ready for our battle round. That'll be fun to go through this. First battle will be for Milan. And I'm going against that fortress. Fortress usually fires pretty good. You can see down here against ground units. They roll a 4 or less. And he does it with 2 dice. It's a top number up there, those 2 top dots. But unfortunately for him, I'm a sneaky bastard, and I'm surprise attacking, so I get first fire. Also, something to look at are these technologies. His tanks would get first fire, but he don't have no armor involved in there. His naval units would get first fire, but he don't have no naval units involved, and so on and so forth. So you always want to check that stuff too. The aggressor only has naval radar, and his air forces can move 3, but that wasn't a factor in this battle. So anyway, we'll go down the line here and see who fires first in the order, and there will be the Air Force. So my Air Force gets to fire first at a ground unit. He's got to get 1s or less. So he's a 3-strengther, French Air Force. Be looking for 3s or less. Old battle box. He gets one hit. He will inflict one hit, and that fortress goes down to a 1 strength there. Alright, you really want to get a hit on him because this fortress, when he fires at ground units, can hit on 4s or less. And with a 6-sided dice, I don't have to tell you what that means. But unfortunately for him, my Air Force went. We're going down the line here, and the next available unit will be an infantry. He fires at a ground unit with 3 or less, and luckily for the Axis powers, he'll be shooting with 4 dice. Shooting with 4 dice, 1 hit on. Oh, let's go down here and make sure we're doing that right. There's an infantry unit. Oh, I was wrong. Well, yeah, I was right. We were talking about a fortress 4s or less, but infantry. Be rolling 4 dice, 3s or less. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the amount of dice they give you in this game. I guess they know units no stronger than 4. Oh, only, whoa. What was that again? Infantry 3s or less, so he only gets 1 hit. But luckily for me, that's all it takes, because he can't get reduced any further. So Milan falls. Put these units back up, and that definitely helps. That'll cut off his supply from Milan, their capital. We'll sort that all out when the smoke clears. Next battle, his fortress would be firing with 2 dice. Unfortunately, I'm a sneaky bastard, and I'm coming on in there. His Air Force again, looking for 1s. Rolling 3 dice. Take one of these out of here. Oh, no hits from the Air Force. That is not good. Right now his tank. Air Force goes down here. Oh, tank ain't even as good as infantry, so it gets reduced now from 3s, hitting on 2s. He can roll 3 dice, so we'll see what's up. 3 dice looking for 2s. No hits. So the Rome holds out. Fortress's turn. And let's see what we want to shoot at. If we shoot at their planes, we got a 2 or less. Shoot at their ground units, 4 or less. So Fortress will be aiming at the tank coming up off the beach. And Fortress will be shooting with 2 dice, hitting on 4s. Let us do it, let us do it. 1 hit. So this battle will not be resolved this year, or this round rather, in the spring. It will go on to the summertime, hopefully if they got any cards. Well, I don't know, I guess battles just keep on happening until they are resolved. You don't need nobody to move. So he'll be there till the next movement phase or next season. That'll take care of Battle B with no result. Alright, well, I'm getting low on battery, so we'll see what we can do out here. They both have naval radar, which gives both of them the first fire ability. Pretty well cancels everybody out, so the Western powers, Brits will be firing first. So who we got here in the order? They have a fleet and a submarine, so the submarine goes first. They have 2 strong submarines that are firing with 4 dice. So let's go down here and see submarines. They fire at naval or other submarines, and they got only hits on 1s. That really sucks. Alright, now the thing with submarines is they can get the heck out of there after their first round of combat. They can dive, so they can get out of there real quick. And another thing is when I shoot at their carrier, it inflicts double hits. So let's see what we got going on here. Again, we got a British subs got to fire before the fleet. And Alright, another thing is when you put hits down, you gotta put them down on the strongest unit, I think. So we'll have to shoot at their subs. So it'll be British subs in the first salvos of the North Sea battle. Be firing first, and they'll be looking for ones. Let them two firing. We'll be rolling 2 times of 4 dice, looking for ones. 2 times of 4 dice, looking for ones. Nothing from the first sub. We got 1 hit on the second, so we'll go up here. Strongest unit's one of these U-boats. Suffer 1 hit. And that is both of the British subs firing. Not a big fleet. It's next in the hierarchy. And I'm going to target the naval unit instead of the sub because I have a better chance of hitting. There's only 1 naval unit there. So the surface fleet will be firing at that German aircraft carrier. I don't even, I haven't really have an aircraft carrier. With 4 dice, mighty 4 dice of that fleet. Looking for 3s or less against a German aircraft carrier. Inflicting double hits. Alright. The fleet is fired. And naval is 3 or less. So we got 1, 2, 3 hits. 3 hits doubled is 6, so that'll sink that German aircraft carrier. He didn't last long in that fight. Okay, now for some revenge. And the U-boats are firing. Let's go back here. Submarines. To hit naval or subs is 1, so they're all 4. They're all 4 strengthers, so I'll just determine which one he wants to fire with. So we'll fire with the big boy there with 4 dice. 4 dice and submarines hit on 1s. Sorry about all this. Alright, he gets 1 hit. And he will. Oh, submarines. Naval or subs is 1, so he gets 1 hit. He'll take it off the strong. Well, he's got to come off one of the strongest, so I don't know who designates. We'll say he shot at the fleet, nailed him once. Another 4 dice, looking for 1s with the other German U-boat. Fired back. Only 1 hit. Okay, so he'll take that off of one of these British U-boats. Alright, that's the first round of combat. Naval warfare, the rules say that you must keep on going until somebody retreats. The submarines won't retreat, but they will pull what's called an escape. So they will be flipped from their normal spots and their strength. Flip down. And then you gotta make sure you do that. So when you come back, you just flip them back up and they'll have the right strength there. So we'll flip them on down. And they escape. We'll have to wait till another round and do something. We can go after them again next round. But there's certain benefits and stuff. You can move through there pretty freely. And stuff like that. If anybody wants to move, we'll check it out. But right now, that's into that combat round. And we've taken Milan. Still battling out here. I've used my 6 commands. So that is it. We will flip him on over. Make sure I can't see anybody else's units, which I can't. And that is it. We will go to next will be the Germans. I got a spring card. There's a J, and they can move 5 units. So the Axis will respond in the spring. Oops. Put my little marker over there to signify where we're at. And when he gets done, it'll be summer. We'll look at everybody's hand here, like say the Germans. Ooh, they got a, oh, no, they don't have. You can see what I'm talking about here. They don't have a summer card. So, yeah, it gets really interesting. No movements in the summertime because they didn't prepare. Well, they didn't know they were going to war, so hopefully the Allies did. Let's look at their hand. See if they can move in the summer. Oh, yeah. We got it all set. We're all set. We know what we're doing here on Triumph and Tragedy. A little example of play. Having fun on a February day. All right, we are back to correct some mistakes. Sometimes you gotta wonder what you're looking at here. Because when I look at this unit here, I find out that it's not a fortress, it's an infantry unit. And he couldn't hit that guy on 4s. Because in an infantry unit, he fires back and hits on 3s. So this guy here goes up 1. Does not take a hit. Because infantry has to hit on 3s. And I gave him a fortress hit. So I'm on it. A little slow to go, as you guys can probably tell. Oops. Watching my videos. But that is it. And luckily, I don't think I made any other mistakes. But yeah, calling fortresses, our infantry fortresses, we'll do it to every time. We are moving on to, I'm going to put this thing on charge. And while I'm doing that, I will hopefully mistake-free play the German player's response. And, well, right now I can just go ahead and show you what's going on here. What his forces look like. Oh, get it over here so I can give some camera work. I'm always looking down at what I'm doing. And selfishly, not knowing that my audience can't see what I'm doing here. So I'll try to always be aware of the camera. Okay, so he gets 5 units he can move, which again limits his response. And unluckily for me, he's even got 5. If I was lucky, he wouldn't have a spring or summer. He'd have to wait, but we will reveal the disposition and strength of the Axis powers. I'm starting to talk like my buddy, or my one of the guys I subscribe, Stuka Joe. Alright, and Stuka Joe does sorry about that. He does a fantastic. That's where I learned this game from. So learn it from Stuka. Just keep on watching his videos. But there we go. These are the Axis forces. These guys will be able to do something now in their turn. I think I'll go over that. But there you go. That's what the roar looks like there. Oh, you can see all those numbers on top. He's got some soft spots back there in Berlin. A little bit of a more greener force. Veterans get all the stars on top. So you can tell there's veterans, well-trained troops going against Russia. You might need to pull them back. But still holding the tide back here. Russians got something going on, I think. What do you say? But here's what we're up against. We can finally see. And if you were playing a regular game, you wouldn't know that. But I'm just letting you know. Just letting you see is what his forces are. He can move 5 of them in response to the West declaration of war. We're back. All right, good morning. And we are here with some Triumph and Tragedy. I've been up for a while, and that's always a sign of a good game. Fortunately for me, and it's only temporary, but I'll tell you what, not having to work for a living's good. Waking up, say around 3 a.m., you know, like, oh yeah. And I'm an early riser anyway. I think that's part of what my problem is during the winter is my day starts as dark as it is. So around 3 or 4, I'm usually up anyway, even in the wintertime. But it is now daybreak for a while, and there's some stuff going on in my game. You can see here, the Western powers have fared really good against the Germans. This incursion was okay, but the Germans' worst move was to go ahead and try to counterattack into here, and all their units have been eliminated. Now, one thing about this game I was talking about earlier is you need your cards to be able to move, but you need at least some kind of card. You know, you need some kind of. The Russians got their options in the winter, or if they ain't got a card that meets the right season, they can do an emergency winter move. Oh, sorry about that light there. And if you have some kind of card, you can always do an emergency movement. But unfortunately for the German player, that can't involve units going into combat or invading or anything, so he was pretty well left out there to dry. Now, another option the Allies had was if somebody invades and the round of combat isn't finished, when it comes back to your turn, you really don't have to attack them. I was looking at the options because the way the combat goes with the first fire and everything. But I went ahead and was the attacker. I went ahead and attacked the aggressor and took his first fire and gave him back some and eliminated him. He didn't have enough strength in there to. Well, another big thing is too was his ability to fight. He didn't have no cards. So yeah, that was kind of. So it looks like it's really looking good for the Western powers right now. They got to add all that population. Look at all that up there. So we'll see what happens. Right now, we're in the winter season, and it only for the Russian player or Soviet player. And again, he can't really initiate any combats with that. It's more or less just moving units around the USSR. You can't even move units outside the USSR in that phase. So we will see what's going on. After that, I think we go up here to the victory check. So I'll be checking that out real quick. But this game's winding down, and it's a really good game. Like I said, I'm studying up for it. I have been checking out some stuff about that Gen Con. So I think I'm going to try to make it to Gen Con and the World Board Gaming Championships. We'll have to see. But I'm prepping up, and we'll see what happens. I'm due for a trip. It's been a while. I haven't been on a trip since my trip to Italy, and that was a long time ago, about at least 5 years. But I've had parents that have, towards the end of their lives and stuff, and that takes a lot of your time. You feel good. I think, as a matter of fact, when I went to Italy, that's another thing too. Is you can see, I ain't got no pets around here no more either. All my pets are gone. So the girlfriend was talking about getting another one. They don't live long. And it's really, I don't like putting them down, so it's kind of nice. Even when I did go to Italy, we had 2 dogs here at the time, and what was I going to say? You're just finding, somebody to watch them. And then when you come back after about a week or so gone, boy, it's really hard on everybody. So now everybody's pretty well passed on, and maybe taking some time for myself. So, it'd be nice. Most of my trips mostly involved hunting and fishing. And that Italy trip was really good for cultural, diversity. Just seeing it. Seeing Europe was fantastic. We went to Germany and we seen Canada and stuff. So that was really nice. And I'm thinking now I'm going to play me some board games. So that's about it. Really loving this Triumph and Tragedy game. All the aspects of it. I'll maybe give you a drop in and let you see what the final result was. But yeah, this is really nice. I was even, me and the girlfriend play these. She's always, like I said, I created a monster. We play the heck out of these games. We get in arguments about this one. Oh, this one's an argument game. But yeah, I told her, I go, you can figure those out. You can figure these out, but it's taking a leap. Yeah, so I might have to save that for the guys and Gen Con. So that's about it. See you guys on Vassal. See you at the conventions. Alright. We're back. And, what happened there? I don't see it. This looks that good. Well, anyway, this is just a little rules correction video. I was talking about that, and as I did it, I don't think I incorporated it into the invasion. I don't know how much of an effect it had on there, but remember, when units invade, they have to go face down. They can't participate in combat. I think my only invasion was when I took some units into Rome. I think I came in most of my units from Milan, but that unit that came in from the Spain, if he came on in here, as soon as you cross the coastline, you can't do that until the next turn. I remembered that. Okay, that'll be it.